Hi, this is Corey Rogers, Vice President of Marketing for National Equipment Dealers. We're here at the Hyundai booth here at ISRI 2024 in Las Vegas, Nevada. And right next to me is Mark Kirsten. Mark, tell them your title.
National Accounts Manager for SAS Forks.
Mark is on site. Their booth is just right adjacent to the Hyundai booth, and we have got one of their most exciting attachments on a Hyundai machine that we loaned to Hyundai to have here at the show, which is an HX235AL CRD, because it has a dozer blade circuit on it. And their attachment actually connects into the dozer blade circuit. So Mark's going to tell us a little bit about this attachment and what makes it so popular here at the show. So Mark, right behind you is the HX235 with the SAS Extreme processor and attachment on it. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about how this attachment works, what its purpose for, what type of customers in the scrap industry use it, and what it can do for customers that want to increase their production as it relates to scrap.
The product itself is the SAS Extreme Auto Processor. This one is the EX30 model, designed for machines 26 to 35 US tons. And its primary purpose in life is to take scrap vehicles at the end of life before they're shredded or further processed and remove all the non-ferrous components, drivetrains, copper wiring, and high value items that are in the vehicles that are left behind that we want to make sure we're getting out before we're doing a final processing of the vehicles.
You know, this is a pretty unique attachment. I mean, I've seen some other similar attachments, but your all's is very unique. It's got teeth on the grapple. It's got aggressive teeth underneath the bars in the front that connect to the dozer circuit. Talk to me about that, the stripper that you've got on the top of one of those bars, and how does that work?
So the grapple itself has been designed and engineered over decades of feedback from our customers, telling us what they're trying to do with the attachments and developing it in a way that's going to give them the ultimate work tool for precision and durability. The serrated jaws that we put on there on the sides of the jaws themselves, that's designed to grab onto the engine and transmission and give you a clean pull of the drivetrain of the vehicle in one sweeping motion without having to make multiple picks. It's very precise, so it's not clumsy when you're trying to work around it, so you're going to get a lot better return on the time spent doing it with the machine that you're working with. The actual claw tips is a patented design from SAS that's designed for maximum wire retention without breaking the copper wire off when you're pulling it. That is a bolt-on machine replaceable item, so it's designed to be serviced, so if you ever find that your claw tips are worn, you don't have to hard face them, grind them flat or anything like that. You can just unbolt them and put brand new ones on there and be back up to new in about an hour's time.
Now, we've been out on several different sites that are running these machines at different auto recycling operations, and it's amazing how quickly they can process a car. What are maybe the low end and the high end of the speed and the efficiency that you've seen?
On the low end, a good operator should be able to handle 40 to 60 cars on an 8-hour shift. That's completely stripped of its drivetrain and the majority of non-ferrous components on the vehicle, including a lot of copper wiring. Some cars we're going to spend a little more time on because there's more power components and additional items in there that have copper wiring. Some cars don't. So it's up to the operator to really decide how much time he's going to spend on a vehicle, but typically we find the average to be about 15 minutes per car, fully stripped and ready to go to the crusher or the shredder.
Yeah, I've got one customer in Georgia that loves his machine, and he's very meticulous, and so they take their time and they actually strip it all the way down to the car frame and then process the frames to be sold as frames in straight ferrous metal. So it's pretty interesting how they do that. It does take them a little longer to do it, but then maybe the trend where you're crushing cars and whatnot. But
there are some yards that do spend a lot of time stripping every last ounce of copper off the vehicles, and that is pursuant to their business plan. Not everybody's is the same, but it can do a lot of very precise picking, or it can do a lot of volume. It's really up to the operator and their business model as to how much time they're going to spend per car. But the work tool itself will get pretty much anything you want to get out of the car without having to be on the ground to do it.
Now, Mark, you know, the Hyundai is a great base model to run this attachment off of, and I know that these are running on multiple brands out there and probably have similar performance across the way, but Hyundai has some unique features that I think make it a great partnership for this attachment. What are some of the things that you've noticed or heard from customers about the Hyundai product?
Service. The most common question that gets asked from us is, what's the best machine for this? And our answer is always the same. So whichever one's going to provide you with the best service and take care of you in the event that you have any sort of an issue, because it's not lost on us that you may have some downtime over the course of a 5-year period, but the end result being, if you have great dealer coverage that can get you back up and running, we're happy to work with those folks and make sure we're maximizing uptime. That's the name of the game.
Well, we try to do things too, and I appreciate you saying that. I think a lot of the service is certainly from the manufacturer, to the dealer, but then at the ground level with the customer, it's pretty dependent on the dealership's service and our ability to respond quickly and understand the product. And as you know, National Equipment Dealers is the largest Hyundai dealer in the U.S., and we do a lot of these throughout Texas and throughout the East Coast where our branches are located. And I think the key is that when these machines aren't running, they're not making money. So we do our very best to try to make sure that we provide solutions to keep them running. The HX235A is actually, with this attachment on it, sits at about, we were talking 61,000 pounds. It is a compact radius machine, and that allows you to swing in tight radius areas, especially on a small yard where you've got a lot of piles of cars and trucks all around you. That comes in handy for sure. It's also very solid, and it's heavy enough to be able to pick up a large SUV and swing it around like it's nothing.
And that's a big one, is a lot of times when you're picking cars off the side, where they'll put a 3 or a 4 car stack next to the machine, you're going to be doing a full reach at the side of the machine. That's where that added counterweight comes in. When you want a machine that's got a little bit of rear end on it, in the 50 to 60,000 pound range is really the sweet spot for it, because it's going to give you a similar cost of daily operation of a smaller machine, but it's going to give you the build quality and the robust nature of a larger machine without taking a bunch of extra diesel, a bunch of specialized parts, and a specialized service person to work on it.
Now, I know National Equipment Dealers is a proud sponsor and member of the ISRI organization, and then SAS Forks is, as well as Hyundai. Can you talk a little bit about ISRI and the importance of being a part of this organization?
Very much so. We're very excited to be a part of ISRI and really stay with, we're focused on cars mostly in auto processing, but being able to stay with that from beginning to end and offer a full line of products with both the SAS brand and the Dark Horse brand to help people really maximize their revenue stream in scrap metal processing, including cars. ISRI does a great job of helping with the governance on a lot of, you name it really. ISRI is really a good resource for owners and operators, service people and dealers and manufacturers like ourselves to really come together in one place and be able to offer solutions to people that are going to help them be successful. And that's something that doesn't just happen overnight. There's a lot of people on the ground and a lot of people behind the scenes that make it possible for us to all come here and be able to talk with one another and offer solutions and suggestions and really just be able to meet. Otherwise, not a lot of us get to see each other all that often. So it's nice to do it in one place. ISRI does a great job of supporting not only their members, but also their exhibitors and their manufacturers and dealers as well. It's pretty tough to find.
So Mark, thank you for taking a few minutes with us. We're going to talk to some other people here at the booth. We actually just recently sold this machine to a customer who's still here on site. We're going to get his opinions about what made him decide for the Hyundai with the SAS Extreme processor. So thanks for taking a few minutes with us. And if you're interested in more information about SAS Forks, about their different varieties of attachments, and certainly about this Extreme processor, you can reach us at our website at nedealers.com, or you can visit their website. And could you share that with the audience?
Our website is sasforks.com.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. He's going to love it.